Welcome. I'm back at Caitanya Caritamrta, Lila, chapter 16, verse number 17. I try to read the Bengali. Prabhupada liked it when we read the Bengali to the crowd. That's one of the only personal exchanges I had with Prabhupada. One time in the class, he was asking for a sloka from the Shikshastakam, and everyone was silent, so I shouted out, I think it was Nam Namakari, I'm not sure. And Prabhupada said, thank you very much. So that's about the closest I ever got to having a conversation, except one other time on the walk. And I got scared, so I quit talking. I thought he was angry. I learned later that he was not angry. He just wanted to engage in more conversation. Because he liked to hear these stupid things different, crazy people are doing, and then he would, especially bogus gurus, and then he could smash it, for the benefit of everybody. Okay. Nama Om Krishna Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaur Avani Pracharane Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pastimes Desa Tarine. Okay, seems like everything's more or less in place. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Tahan Ama Sange Tomar Abhedarashana Agna Pana Mishra Kaila Kashite Gamana. The Lord assured Tapan Mishra that they would meet again in Varanasi. Receiving this order, Tapan Mishra went there. Prabhuda Atarka Lila Bunji Tena Pari Swasanga Chadanya Kene Pataya Kashipuri. I cannot understand the inconceivable pastimes of the Lord. For although Tapan Mishra wanted to live with him in Navadvip, the Lord advised him to go to Varanasi, which is the headquarters of Mayavadi. Purport. When Tapan Mishra met him, Caitanya Mahaprabhu was living in household life, and there was no indication that in the future he would accept sannyas order. But by asking Tapan Mishra to go to Varanasi, he indicated that in the future he would accept sannyas. And then when he would teach Sanatana Goswami, Tapan Mishra would take advantage of the opportunity to learn the object of life and the real process of attaining it. Emata Bangara Lokar Kaila Maha Hate Nama Diya Bhakta Kaila Padanya Pandite Ta. In this way, Caitanya Mahaprabhu contributing the greatest benefit to the people of East Bengal by initiating them into Harinam, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and making them learned scholars by educating them. Well, I read this part already. Sorry. Tabe Vishnu Priya Thakuranya Parinaya Tabe Ta Karila Prabhu Digvijaya Jaya. Then Lord Chaitanya married Vishnu Priya, the goddess of fortune. Thereafter he conquered a champion of learning named Keshava Kashmiri. Purport. As in the modern day there are many champions in sports, so in bygone days there were many learned scholars in India who were champions in learning. One such person was Keshava Kashmiri, who came from the state of Kashmir. He traveled all over India, at last came to Navadvip to challenge the learned scholars there. Unfortunately, he could not conquer the learned scholars in Navadvip, for he was defeated by the boy scholar Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Later he understood that Caitanya Mahaprabhu was none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus he surrendered on him and later became a pure Vaishnava in the Sampradaya of Nimbarka. He wrote Kaustubha Prabha, a commentary on the Vedanta commentary of the Nimbarka Sandarbha Sampradaya, which is known as the Parijata Bhasha. The Bhakti Ratnakara mentions Keshava Kashmiri and lists his predecessors in the disciplic succession of the Nimbarka Sampradaya. 1. Srinivasacharya, 2 different Srinivas, Vishwacharya, Purushottama, Vilas, Swarup, Madhava, Balabhadra, Padma, Shama, Gopala, Kripa, Devacharya, Sundarabhata, Padmanabha, Upendra, Ramachandra, Vamana, Krishna, Padmakara, Shravana, Buri, Madhava, Shama, Gopal, Balabhadra, Gopinath, Keshava, Gokula, and Keshava Kashmiri. It is stated in the Bhakti Ratnakara that Keshava Kashmiri was a favored devotee of Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. By her grace he was an extremely influential scholar, and he was the greatest champion among the scholars of the four corners. They would have public debates, like a wrestling match, sometimes going on for days, exchanging slokas and asking questions. Said Keshava Kashmiri, no one could even understand his questions, what to speak of answer them, because he was just so scholarly and he could speak in such a way. But Lord Chaitanya, first he praised him, said, I'm unworthy to, debate with you. You just give me some slokas on the Ganga, and then Lord Chaitanya and I, picked apart even one of his slokas. That's enough, It is stated that completely blew his mind that anyone could remember them anyway, because he chanted 100 slokas very fast. But then that he could find fault because he said, everything's perfect. He conquered a champion of learning named Keshava Kashmiri. He belonged to a very respectable Brahmin family of Kashmir. Later, by the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave up the profession of winning championships and became a great devotee. He joined the Nimbarka Sampradaya, one of the Vaishnava communities of the Vedic culture. Vrindavan Dasa Iha Kariyachen Vistar Sputa Nahi Kare Dosha Gunera Vichar. Sputa means what is clear. Vrindavan Das Thakur has previously elaborately described as that which is clear need not be scrutinized for good qualities and faults. Sa se amsa kari tanre kari namaskara ye shuni digvijai kaila apana dikara. Offering my obeisances to Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, I shall try to describe that portion of the Lord's analysis which made the Digvijay feel himself condemned. This is very interesting. Gosht Navati Ratri Prabhu Shishya Gana Sange Vasiyachen Ganga Tire Vijahara Prasange. There's a lot of valuable information in this exchange, and it should help us to gain much more faith in Lord Chaitanya. Once on a full moon night, the Lord was sitting on the bank of the Ganges with his many disciples and discussing literary topics. Hena Kale Digvijay Tak Tahahan Dahani Aila Gangara Vadane Kari Prabhure Mi Lila. Coincidentally, Keshava Kashmiri came there. While offering his prayers to Mother Ganga, he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vasaila Tare Prabhu Adara Kariya Digvijay Kahe Mane Avagya Koriya. The Lord received him with adoration, but because Keshava Kashmiri was very proud, he talked to the Lord very inconsiderately. Vyakarana Padaha Nimanya Pandit Tomaranam Halya Shastre Loka Tomar Kahe Guna Gram. I understand that you are a teacher of grammar. He said that your name is Nimai Pandit. People speak very highly of your teaching of beginner's grammar. Purport. Formerly, Sanskrit schools first taught grammar very thoroughly, and this system is still continued today. Sri Chaitanya was famous for teaching grammar to students, and therefore Keshava Kashmiri first referred to his position as a teacher of grammar. Keshava Kashmiri was very proud of his literary career. And he was far above the first lessons of grammar, so he thought his position of Nimai Pandit not at all comparable to his own. Vyakaranamaje Jani Padaha Kalapa Shuni Lun Pankite Tomara Shishyara Sanlapa. I understand you teach Kalapa Vyakana. I have heard that your students are very expert in the word jugglery of this grammar. Purport. There are many schools of grammar in the Sanskrit language. The most famous is the system of Panini and Kalapa, and the Kalapa and Kaumudi grammars. They were different branches of grammatical knowledge, and a student of grammar was supposed to study them for 12 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was famous as Nimai Pandit, taught the grammar to his students, who became expert in dealing with the word jugglery of complicated grammar. Almost anyone expert in studying grammar interprets the Shastra in many ways by changing the root meaning of their words. A student of grammar can sometimes completely change the meaning of a sentence by juggling grammatical rules. Keshava Kashmiri indirectly taunted Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by implying that although he was a great teacher of grammar, such grammatical jugglery of root meanings did not require great expertise. This was a challenge to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because it was prearranged that because he gave class this morning, I keep thinking. Keshava Kashmiri would have to discuss the Shastra with Nimai Pandit. From the very beginning, he wanted to bluff the Lord, and the Lord replied as follows. By the way, his class was in Vrindavan this morning, very nice, glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam and Prabhupada's books in general. Prabhu kahe vyakarana padai abhimana kari shishyete na bhuje ami bhujayete nari. The Lord said, yes, I am known as a teacher of grammar, but factually I cannot impress my students with grammatical knowledge, nor can they understand me very well. Purport. Since Keshava Kashmiri was a little puffed up, the Lord increased his artificial pride by presenting himself as a subordinate to him. Thus he flattered him as follows. Kahan tumi sarva shastre kavite pravina kahan ami Sabe Shishu Paduya Navina. My dear Lord, whereas you are a very learned scholar in all sorts of scriptures and very much experienced in composing poetry, I'm only a boy, a new student, and nothing more. Tomara Kavita Kadvitva Kichu Shunite Hayamana Kripa Kori Karayari Gangaravarnana. Therefore, I desire to hear your skill in composing poetry. We could hear this if you would mercifully describe the glory of Mother Ganga. Shuniya Brahmana Garbe Varni Tela Gila Gati Eka Shata Shloka Gangara Varnila. When the Brahmin Keshwabharti heard this, he became still more puffed up, and within 1 hour he composed 100 verses describing Mother Ganges. He made up new verses. Shuniya Karila Prabhu Bahuta Satkara Toma Sama Pritiviti Kavi Nahi Ara. The Lord praised him, saying, there is no greater poet than you in the entire world. Tomara Kavita Shloka Bujite Kara Shakti Tumi Bala Jana Arta Kingva Saraswati. Your poetry is so difficult that no one can understand it but you and Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Purport. Replying to Keshava Kashmiri sarcastically, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu indirectly minimized the value of his poetry by saying, yes, your composition is so nice that no one but you and your worshipful mother, goddess of learning, can understand them. So, in other words, what's the use of something nobody can understand? But that's what Mayavadis love to say, things that no one can understand, and people think it must be great. Keshava Kashmiri was a favorite devotee of Mother Saraswati and goddess of learning, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the master of the goddess of learning, has a right to speak sarcastically of her devotees. In other words, although Keshava Kashmiri was proud of his being favored by the goddess of learning, he did not know that she is controlled by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, because he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Eka Shlokara Arta Yari Kara Nija Mukhe Tumi Saba Loka Tabe Paiba Bada Sukhe. But if you explain the meaning of one verse, we can all hear it from your own mouth and thus be very happy. Tabe Vigvijaya Vakyara Shloka Puchila Shata Shlokara Eka Shloka Prabhuta Padila. The Digvijay Keshava Kashmiri inquired which verse he wanted explained. The Lord then recited one of these 100 verses Keshava Kashmiri had composed. Mahatvam Gangaya Satatam Idam Abati Nitaram Yad Esha Sri Vishnu's Charana Kamalotpati Subhaga Dvitiya Sri Lakshmir Eva Sura Naraya Archa Charana Bhavani Bhartur Ya Shirasi Vibhabat Yadbhuta Guna. So that word is there, Subhaga, means very fortunate. Today is the 77th anniversary of the appearance of Subhaga Swami. So he's 77 years old, still traveling, preaching with great energy, and directly only Prabhupada. He said that so many times. I was with him on Rajmandala Parikram. Prabhupada, only Prabhupada. I only know Prabhupada, only Krishna book. People would ask him, what about this or that? He said, I only know Krishna book. I only know what Prabhupada gave me. I only know that. So he's a very good man. And very blissful and sweet at the same time. I recited verses like the blowing wind How could you completely learn by heart even one among them? Prabhu kahe devara bari tumi kavi vara aiche devara vare keho haya shuti dara. The Lord replied, by the grace of the Lord, someone may become a great poet, and similarly by his grace, someone else may become a great shuti dara, who can memorize anything immediately. Purport. In this connection, shuti dara is a very important word. Shuti means hearing, and dara means one who can capture. Formerly, there was a meaning, the beginning of Kali Yuga, almost everyone, especially among the intelligent men, the Brahmins, was a shuti dara. As soon as a student heard any of the Vedic wisdom from his master, he would remember it forever. That's the Brahmanas, not everyone. There was no need to refer to books, therefore there was no written books in those days. The spiritual master delivered the Vedic hymns and their explanations to the students, who would then remember them forever without consulting books. To become a shuti dara, one who can remember simply by hearing, the great achievement for the student. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, that's how Vyasadeva divided the Vedas and gave different parts to his different disciples to keep it and repeat it. Yad yad vibhutimat sattvam shrimad urjitam eva va tad tad eva bhagacha tvam mama tejamsa sambhavan. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. As soon as we find anything extraordinary, we should understand that such an extraordinary manifestation is the special grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu replied to the champion, Keshava Kashmiri, just as he was greatly proud of his being a favorite devotee of Mother Saraswati, so someone else, like Lord Chaitanya himself, being favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, could become a shuti dara and thus memorize anything immediately simply by hearing it. Still some people are like that. I heard about, but they usually waste their energy. I heard about one memory champion. He'd memorized the Mahabharata and different things. And his son was also a champion, but he memorized that pi, for a mathematical formula, which never ends. He memorized it down to thousands of digits, in the order, the right order. And he, that way he competed. Crazy. And Prabhupada told the story of one Brahmana. He witnessed two British fighting, arguing. And somehow he was called as a witness because they couldn't settle their argument. They were in the court. And he didn't speak English, but he recited everything they said. There's a few people like that, but not very many. So we have books. Prabhupada very kindly gave us books. Krishna kindly arranged Bhagavad Gita, everything to be written down. And we have to read it again and again to remember even a few slokas. But we can always read the book. That's Krishna mercy. Shlokara Arta Katila Kaila Vipra Paiya Santosha Prabhu Kahe Kaha Shloka Kiba Guna Dosha. Satisfied by the statement of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Brahmana Keshava Kashmiri explained the quoted verse. Then the Lord said, now kindly explain the special qualities of faults in that verse. Purport. Not only did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pick out one among the 100 verses and remember it, although the Brahmana had recited them just like the blowing wind, but he also analyzed its qualities and faults. Not only did he hear the verse, but he immediately made a critical study of it. Vipra kahe shloka nahi doshara abhasa upa palankara guna kichu anuprasa. The Brahmin replied, there's not a tinge of fault in that verse. Rather, it has the good qualities of similes and alliteration. Purport. In the last line of the verse quoted by Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the word Ba is repeated many times, as in the words Bhavani, Bhartur, Vibhavati, and Adbhuta. Such repetition is called anuprasa, or alliteration. The word Lakshmir Eva and Vishnu's Charana, Kamalotpati are instances of Upama Ahalankara, for they exhibit metaphorical beauty. The Ganges is water and Lakshmi is the goddess of fortune. Since water and a person are not actually similar, the comparison is metaphorical. Prabhu kahena kahi yadi na karaha rosha kaha tomar e shloke kiba acha dosha. Prabhu kahena kahi yadi na karaha rosha. The Lord said, "My dear sir, may I say something to you if you do not become angry? Can I explain the faults in this verse? Pratibhara kavya tomara devata santoshe bala mate vicharile jani guna doshe." There is no doubt that your poetry is full of ingenuity, and certainly it has satisfied the Supreme Lord. Yet if we scrutinizingly consider it, we can find both good qualities and faults. Tata bala kari shloka karahavi chara kavi kahe ye kahile sehe veda sara. The Lord concluded, "Now therefore, let us carefully scrutinize this verse." The Lord replied, "Yes, the verse you have recited is perfectly correct." The poet replied, The poet said, "Yes, the verse you have cited is perfectly correct." Vyakaranai niya tumi nahi pada alankara tumi ki jani beye kavit vera sara. You are an ordinary student of grammar. What do you know about literary embellishments? You cannot review this poetry because you don't know anything about it. Fired up guy, huh? Purport. Keshava Kashmiri first wanted to bluff Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu by saying that since he was not an advanced student in literary style, he could not review a verse full of metaphors and literary ornaments. This argument has some basis in fact. Unless one is a medical man, he cannot criticize a medical man. Unless one is a lawyer, he cannot criticize a lawyer. Therefore, Keshava Kashmiri first depreciated the Lord's position. Because Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was a champion, a student of grammar, how could he dare criticize a great person like him? Lord Chaitanya therefore criticized the poet in different ways. He said that although he was certainly not advanced in a literary career, he had heard from others how to criticize such poetry, and as a Shrutidhara, possessing a complete memory, he could understand the process of such a review. Keshav Bharti Maharaj was my traveling and Sankirtan party partner, just him and I, and in the airport there were many, but he was there and we would compete. We were quite friendly at that time. That was a long time ago in the 70s. But so I hadn't seen him for a few years, and I haven't heard him give a class for I don't know how many years. So I was very happy, and I really liked the class. So that's why I keep thinking about him. Sorry. When I hear Keshava, I think of him. Prabhu kahena ataeva pucheye tomare vichar iya guna dosha budhaha amare. Taking a humble position, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Because I am not on your level, I have asked you to teach me by explaining the faults and good qualities of your poetry. Nahi padi alankara kari yachi shravana tate e shloke deki bahu dosha gana." Certainly I am not studied the art of literary embellishments, but I have heard it from higher circles. Thus I can review the verse and find in it many faults and many good qualities. Purport. The statement of Caitanya Caritamrta, I have heard it, is very important in the sense that hearing is more important than directly studying or perceiving. If one is expert in hearing and hears from the right source, his knowledge is immediately perfect. This process is called Shota Panta, or the acquisition of knowledge by hearing from authorities. All Vedic knowledge is based on the principle that one must approach a bona fide spiritual master and hear from him authoritative statements. I have to stop there. Thank you very much.